Right after graduating from college, I married my grandpa's much older close friend. The 35-year-old aloof professor would lose control over me in bed. He would hoarsely call me by my childhood name Mia, saying he wanted to have children with me. On the day I confirmed my pregnancy, I received a set of postcard photos. The bold handwriting was filled with deep affection in every word. To my beloved Mia, my wife bears a slight resemblance to you. Remarkably, her childhood name is also Mia. Sadly, the substitute is never the original. It only temporarily eases the longing. It turned out that this marriage I threw myself into so recklessly was nothing but a ridiculous game of being a stand-in. I signed the fake death agreement, had an abortion to step aside, and left him only a handful of ashes. But then he went mad. After the abortion procedure, I stumbled out of the hospital in a daze. My phone rang. It was the same number that had sent me the MMS. I answered it. There was a lively crowd on the other end, as if at a party. Open another bottle to celebrate Mia's return. Hey, didn't Professor Pay say he wasn't drinking while trying to conceive? Broke the rule the moment Mia came back. Huh? Then we must break the rules. Since Miao Jia is back, why bother preparing for pregnancy? Just swap wives already. Young girls are only good for fun, delicate, clingy, and hard to please. Look at Brother Pei. Since he got married, it's either work or home. If not for Miao Jia's influence, we wouldn't have been able to get him out today. But Brother Pei, to be fair, your little wife is quite devoted. When you were hospitalized with a fracture last year, she juggled home, hospital, and a research institute, brewing you nourishing soup every day until her dress hung loose on her. Pity, she's just a substitute. With such a delicate young girl always around. Brother Pei, are you really not tempted at all? Before Liam Pei could respond, an intelligent yet sweet female voice chimed in. Oh, don't put Liam on the spot. Let's play truth or dare. Starting with me. Liam, if you had to divorce and marry me, would you be willing? I held my breath. My heart clenched tight. A long silence ensued. Willing, deep and steady. It was a tone I adored. One that had whisper my name in intimate moments, making me lose control and sink into irresistible passion. But now it had turned into a blade, ruthlessly shattering my heart. Amidst the lively clamor on the other end, my heart turned to ashes. I hung up the phone. Back home, I entered his study, his forbidden territory. I had thought he was afraid I might dirty his treasure books while cleaning. But when I pushed open that door and saw the stack of photos in the drawer, the unsent love letters, I realized how foolish I had been. Turns out, every place we visited, every sweet little couple's milestone we shared, he would send a postcard to his first love. He was looking through me at someone else. Fortunately, it's not too late. I glanced at the undelete messages on my phone. Are you really going to give up joining special ops for him? This is your biggest dream and your parents' dying wish. Wiping away my tears, I replied to him, Grandpa, I'm applying to join Project Dawn. The phone rang. It was Grandpa, whom I hadn't spoken to in 2 years. The same stern voice as always made my eyes well up with instant familiarity. Have you thought it through? Once you go, you won't be able to return for 5, maybe even 10 years. Does he agree? He doesn't need to agree. I paused, unable to hold back the grievance in my heart. Grandpa, he never loved me. I was wrong. It was my mistake. After a long silence, a soft sigh came from the other end. Everyone makes mistakes. Don't blame yourself. In 5 days, the organization will arrange a fake death for you. After that, there will be no more Sierra Chin in this world. It was late into the night when Liam Pei finally returned, having changed into a spare shirt left at the institute. No scent of alcohol on him. I was tidying books in the living room when he embraced me from behind. Still waiting for me? Sorry, there was an emergency meeting at the institute. It took longer than expected. I bought you a Pop Mart. The clerk said young girls all love these. It's the astronaut series, the one I like. I'll have someone make a glass cabinet later to display all your little figurines. So, when we have a child someday, they won't get tossed around. Thinking of the lost baby, a surge of heat welled up behind my eyes. I fought desperately to hold it back, not wanting him to notice anything amiss. By the way, what did the hospital checkup say today? Are you really pregnant? He looked at me inquisitively. I replied calmly, not pregnant. The test was inaccurate. He breathed an almost imperceptible sigh of relief, comforting gently. It's all right, you're still young. I actually wanted you to enjoy a couple more carefree years anyway, as tender as ever. Had I not heard his willing admission with my own ears, I'd never believe that someone who seemed to love me so much was actually plotting to leave. I wanted to tear off his mask, to scream and demand answers like a madwoman, yet it all felt so pointless. Liam Pei, let's div. A sudden sharp pain shot through my abdomen. His phone rang simultaneously. He glanced at me flustered and hurried into the study. When he reappeared, he grabbed his car keys and left immediately. Honey, there's an emergency at the university. I have to go right now. Go to sleep without me. He took my hand to give me a goodbye kiss, but noticed my palm was ice. Cold. Why is it so cold? Go back to the bedroom and rest. Drink some warm water. He hurried away, without even waiting to hear me finish that sentence. As the door closed, I heard his usually steady voice tinged with panic. Don't worry, I'll be right there. Pain surged through me, and I collapsed heavily to the floor. I was taken to the hospital by ambulance. The doctor said the DNC surgery wasn't thorough, and I needed a second procedure. After the midnight ordeal, I refused to stay hospitalized and insisted on going home. Unexpectedly, I saw Liam Pei in the first floor lobby. He was kneeling before a girl, his familiar voice filled with an anxious impatience I'd never heard before. If the light was broken, why didn't you call me? Trying to change the bulb yourself? What if you'd fallen and hurt your leg? Do you still want to dance on stage in the future? So this was Hannah, the dancer and first love he could never forget. No wonder. Last year, when I was hit by an e-bike in our neighborhood, Liam Pei handled it with complete calm and logic, negotiating responsibility without a hint of losing control. Whether it's love or not, it's clear at a glance. I don't want to trouble you, Hannah, he choked out. Your wife is young. Young girls get jealous easily and are hard to coax. I don't want to put you in a difficult position. You're married now, and I should learn to adapt to life without you. Silence surged and spread through the empty hall. After a long pause, he sighed and made a solemn promise. I am married, but your matters are still my matters. You don't need to worry about my wife. I'll handle it. Don't push yourself next time. Luckily, it's just a surface wound today. Nothing broken or sprained. Come on, I'll take you home. Hannah, eyes reddened. I can't walk. I want you to carry me on your back. He hesitated for a moment, then turned around. His gaze collided with mine. I stood in the corridor, unable to hide in time. He abruptly stood up, a flicker of panic and suspicion flashing in his eyes. Mia, why are you here? Did you follow me? Follow me? He really knows how to turn the tables. Is that you? See meow? Hannah, he smiled as she stepped forward, taking my hand. I've heard Liam talk about you so often. Wow, you really do look a lot like me. What a coincidence. I'm Hannah I'm sure you've heard my name before. Sorry about this. I hurt my leg at home and just got back to Capital City without knowing many people, so I had to borrow your husband for a bit. You're not mad, are you? Liam Pei stood behind her, unable to see the challenge in her eyes or hear her whisper. Did you like the gift? Little stand. And I met her gaze and smiled. Why would I be mad? A tainted man. He's all yours. With that, I pull my hand back and turn to leave. But she let out a soft cry and bumped into the wall. My leg. Liam Pei looked horrified and rushed to support her. Are you hurt? He turned and snapped at me. Mia, is this how I taught you to behave? It was the first time he'd ever been harsh with me, all because I'd clapped back at his precious first love. Yet when his friends mocked me, he never once stood up for me. What exactly did I mean to him? Liam, what are you doing? I'm fine. Sierra is still young. Don't scare her. Hannah, he raised her hand and hit Liam Pei, comforting me. Sierra, don't be angry with him. He just has this terrible temper. I'll scold him for you later. You'll scold him for me? I let out a light laugh. Then why not just be his wife for me and sleep with him? Sierra Chin. Liam Pei gripped my wrist, gritting his teeth. What nonsense are you spouting? Apologize. The grievances I'd held back all day finally snapped at this moment. Why should I apologize? I looked up and challenged him. You're my husband, yet you lied about work matters and accompanied another woman to the hospital in the dead of night. Is that right? Should that happen? Saying she only knows you here in Capital City. Dare she swear to heaven? If she's lying, may she be struck by a car the moment she steps out. Slap. A palm struck my face, burning and stinging. Liam Pay's hand trembled slightly, as if he hadn't expected to lose control like this. He closed his eyes, steadying his breath, but the words that came out chilled to the bone. It's my fault. I've been too lenient with you, letting you become this narrow-minded, jealous, and venomous-tongued. Slap. He struck his own face, then looked at me. Is this enough? Can you stop making a scene now? Liam, how could you hit yourself? Hannah, he was on the verge of tears. It's all swollen. How will you face school tomorrow? Sierra, it's my fault. I shouldn't have disturbed you too. If you want to hit or scold someone, direct it at me. Fine, I'll oblige you. I raised my hand as if to strike. A tremendous force shoved me away. Sierra Cheen, don't go too far. Liam Pay roared, furious and heartbroken. Why can't you be more sensible and composed? Like Hannah? My abdomen hit the ground. It should have hurt terribly, but I felt numb, the last trace of warmth vanishing in that instant. I smiled bitterly at him. Liam Pay, all this time, who exactly is the Mia you've been referring to? Liam Pay's eyes flickered with shock, his lips parting as if to explain. How dare you hit someone right at the hospital entrance? A doctor who just finished his early shift hurried to help me up, exclaiming in surprise, Hey, aren't you the one who just had a DNC surgery? Ah, a speeding motorcycle rushed past Hannah, he sighed. Liam Pay instinctively pulled her into his arms, shielding her tightly, and naturally didn't catch the doctor's words. I smiled bitterly and shook my head at the doctor. The doctor suddenly understood, spat in disgust toward the two of them, and left. I had to leave too. Liam Pay called out to stop me, as if about to chase after. But the person in his arms seemed frightened by the motorcycle, her legs weak and unsteady. He hurried to support her, and by the time he looked up again, I had already gotten into a taxi and sped away. Back home, I placed the signed divorce agreement, pregnancy ultrasound, and abortion surgery papers by the bedside. Without looking back, I checked into a hotel, waiting for the organization to pick me up and take me away. But the day before my departure, Liam Pay still managed to find me. He pressed one hand against the door, looking weary and helpless. Mia, come home with me, okay? I didn't mean to do that day. Mia has bipolar disorder and can't handle stress. I stopped you from continuing because I was afraid you'd get hurt. I promise you, once her job is settled, I won't see her anymore. Mia, don't torment me like this. I've been going crazy these past few days. I knew I shouldn't let my heart stir again, yet it trembled uncontrollably, aching with a dull, sour pain. After all, he was the one I loved throughout my entire youth. After my parents passed away unexpectedly, for my safety, Grandpa entrusted me to his most trusted friend, Liam Pay, to be my guardian. He would sing me to sleep on stormy nights. He remembered every special occasion of mine during my awkward growing years. He chased off the boys who mocked me and taught me to hold my head high, that it was a kind of beauty. Falling in love with him was effortless and wholehearted. Liam Pay, have you been home these past few days? I asked him. His gaze flickered. Of course. Where else would I sleep? Why do you ask? I tightened my grip on the phone and smiled faintly. It's nothing. He breathed a sigh of relief and smiled. Then let's go eat. That Chinese restaurant you like. I didn't refuse, treating it as a farewell. Along the way, he chattered nonstop, a rare occurrence. Usually, that role was mine. My phone kept buzzing incessantly with MMS messages. He's been staying at my place to keep me company these past few days. He said he couldn't help himself, so I had to offer myself up, as fierce as ever, so satisfying, followed immediately by a photo of Liam Pay's bare torso and a used condom. I flipped my phone face down, covering my mouth as I nearly vomited. Carsick, Liam Pei asked urgently. Who is it? Messaging you constantly? Stop looking. For a moment, I wanted to shove the phone in his face, to see what expression he'd make and what lame excuse he'd fabricate. But it felt like a waste of energy. With someone you don't love, even arguing feels superfluous. At the restaurant entrance, his phone rang again. Hannah, his anxious voice came through from the other end. Liam, my water pipe burst. Could you come help me check it? Liam Pei glanced at me with hesitation. I smiled and said, It's fine, go ahead. An emotion I couldn't decipher swirled in his eyes, something between confusion and panic. But it was soon replaced by delight. Thanks, honey, I'll be right back. I watched him leave and answer a call. Okay, let's make it in 10 minutes. The property management was fixing the pipe, but Liam's right eyelid kept twitching, and an inexplicable unease tightened his chest. Once the repair was done, he hurriedly put on his jacket to find his wife, only to discover over 20 missed calls on his phone. He called back, and a formal voice answered. Is this Mr. Liam Pei? Your wife, MS, Sierra Chin, passed away in a car accident an hour ago. She was run over by a truck at the restaurant entrance. The body was severely damaged and could not be restored. As we couldn't reach you, the remains have already been cremated. Please come to the crematorium to claim the ashes. Liam Pei froze, trembling as if jolted awake from a dream after a long pause. Impossible. You must have made a mistake. Mia is still waiting for me to have dinner. How could she be dead? We found her ID in your wife's bag, and the police have verified her information. Something in his mind seemed to collapse all at once. Liam Pei's knees gave way, and he leaned against the wall for support. Hannah, he hurried forward to comfort him. Liam, could this be a prank? Maybe she's angry that you came to see me and deliberately arranged this to make you worry and apologize to her. Young girls love these kinds of games. As if clutching at a lifeline, Liam Pei said excitedly, Yes, she must be playing a joke to spite me. Before he could finish, a video notification popped up on his phone. A woman crushed to death by a truck in front of a restaurant. Liam Pei frantically tapped to open it, his gaze vacant as he collapsed to the floor. That was Mia, his Mia. She's dead, but just half an hour ago, she was standing obediently by his side. Impossible. This can't be. He must see her. This isn't real. He must see her. Liam Pei dashed out like a madman, sprinting toward the crematorium. Inside the crematorium, the usually composed and dignified Professor Pei acted like an obsessive lunatic, repeatedly demanding answers from the staff. Who gave you permission to cremate her? I'm her husband. I never signed anything. Who authorized this? What if she's still alive? What if she could still be saved? The staff initially sympathized, patiently explaining, but grew irritated by his persistence and snapped. Stop pretending to be the devoted husband. If you really cared, where were you when I called you over 20 times? I even heard a woman in the background begging you not to leave. Cut the act. Liam Pei froze, limbs stiffening, his face deathly pale. What had he been doing at that time? He'd been watching the maintenance worker fix Hannah, he's plumbing. He heard his phone ring, but thinking it was another telemarketer, he asked Hannah he'd mute it for him. If he had known that call was related to Mia, he would have answered it even at the cost of his life. Mia, my Mia. He collapsed to the ground, pounding his head in despair as he wept bitterly. She had already forgiven him. They had agreed to have lunch together. How could this happen? Hannah, he crouched beside him, comforting him. Liam, don't grieve. Seeing you like this would break Mia's heart from heaven. Mia was a little angel who descended to accompany you for a part of your life. Now that I'm back, her mission is complete and she has returned. Her departure is a blessing for us. From now on, I will be here to accompany and care for you. Liam Pei looked up, staring at Hannah, he in disbelief, as if seeing her for the first time. All along, he had believed her to be kind, composed, and understanding, trusting her words unconditionally and even feeling a sense of kinship. But at this moment, he found her both alien and repulsive. Hannah, that was my wife. Her body isn't even cold yet. How dare you say such shameless things? Liam Pei roared at her. You're not worthy to speak her name, and you could never compare to her. My wife is Sierra Chin, and only Sierra Chin. She is the one I wanted to grow old with, not you. Pain spread through every fiber of his being. Only now did he understand how much it must have hurt Sierra when she asked him, "Who is Mia?" How he wished he could turn back time, to tell her with his own voice that the Mia he spoke of was her, only her, that he loved her. But he had been blinded and bound by the past, hurting her again and again, never shouted at before. Hannah's eyes reddened. Liam, I just wanted to comfort you. The dead can't come back. How can you yell at me over a dead stand? And am I wrong? Didn't you marry her because she looked like me? Isn't this for the best? You don't have to bother divorcing her now. Let's go get our marriage certificate tomorrow, okay? Shut up, Liam. Pei roared in fury. Who wants to get a marriage certificate with you? I am Mia's husband. You're the one who should shut up. A stern voice cut him off mercilessly. What right do you have to call yourself Simiao's husband? Liam Pei turned his head, his angry face stiffening in an instant, filled with anguish and guilt. Before he finally knelt down, it was my grandpa. Grandpa glared coldly at Liam Pei. Back when I didn't approve of your marriage, Simiao knelt outside my study for 3 days and nights, trying to convince me over and over that you would treat her well, that you were the closest person to her in this world. She even threatened to cut ties with me as her grandfather. You also promised me that you would love and protect her for a lifetime. And what happened? You actually treated her as a substitute and stood by while others humiliated and hurt her like this. Do you even know that if it weren't for you, Simiao would have joined Special Ops long ago? She gave up her dreams and her parents' dying wishes just to live an ordinary life with you. Liam Pei, I never should have trusted you, never should have handed Simiao over to you. I had her cremated. You don't deserve to see Sierra one last time. I'm taking her ashes too. Your marriage is dissolved. You're free now. No, Liam Pei clutched Grandpa's sleeve, begging desperately, please, don't take Sierra away. I never treated Mia as a substitute. I loved her. I never betrayed her. Not once. Humph, never betrayed her? Then what's this? Grandpa threw Sierra Chin's phone in front of him. The screen lit up, displaying a multimedia message Hannah he had sent her. A dim room, bare torsos, liquid in a condom. What happened needed no explanation. Liam Pei froze, speechless agony swallowing him whole. Now, he understood why Mia had covered her mouth, fighting nausea. He dare not imagine what state of mind his Mia was in when she saw those photos, or how she managed to smile calmly and tell him to leave. Did you send these photos to Mia? He glared at Hannah. Hannah's eyes reddened. Was I not allowed to send these? I just wanted to tell her that we're happy, that she could step back and find her own happiness, no longer needing to be my substitute. I was doing this for her good. She was shoved against the wall. Liam Pei gripping her shoulders tightly. Hannah, what exactly are you scheming? Liam Pei's eyes were bloodshot. Nothing happened between us. Why are you trying to destroy my family like this? How can you say nothing happened? Hannah, he cried pitifully. Doesn't helping with your hands still count as physical intimacy? Liam, you said you were willing to divorce and marry me, remember? I'm just trying to straighten out the relationship between the three of us. That was just during a game. I said it to spare your embarrassment. I'm married. I love my wife deeply. How could I possibly divorce? But when we fell onto the sofa, you didn't refuse. I thought that was your silent consent. Shut up. Don't say another word. Liam Pei hurriedly looked at Grandpa. Grandpa, at that time don't tell me these filthy things. Grandpa picked up the box containing my ashes and walked outside. Liam Pei rushed out and caught a glimpse of a female figure in the car, lunging forward like a madman. Is it Mia? Is Mia still alive? Mia, I was wrong. Please get out and see me. I beg you. A female comrade stepped out of the car and opened the door for Grandpa. Liam Pei stood frozen in place. As the car started, he chased after it desperately, as if he were about to lose the whole world. Mia, don't leave me. Mia, Hannah, he ran out after him. Liam, Don't abandon me. Look at me. It's me you love, isn't it? Sitting in the car, I watched the struggling figures in the rearview mirror and indifferently looked away. Claim benefits pushbin QQ group. Nichigogo hachion sanire. As dusk fell, Liam Pei wandered the streets like a lost soul, his clothes disheveled, stripped of the dignity and grace befitting Capital University's youngest professor. Returning home, he fantasized that the little one would, as always, joyfully run to him, leap into his arms, and sweetly say, "Husband, I missed you so much." But when he pushed the door open, only darkness greeted him, like a monster waiting to devour him. He went to the bedroom, clinging to the lingering scent of her on the bed sheets, repeatedly telling himself it was all just a dream. When he woke up, she would be nestled on his arm, cooing, "Honey, just 5 more minutes." Suddenly, he noticed several sheets of paper on the nightstand. Could it be a letter Mia left for him? Was all this just her angry prank to punish him? He snatched them up, but before joy could light his eyes, deeper despair swallowed him whole. Pregnancy test results, abortion consent form, DNC procedure consent, divorce papers. It felt like a sharp blow to his temple. Liam Pei's mind went completely blank. No wonder her hands were so cold that day. No wonder she was at the hospital that night, not to follow him, but because she had just lost their child on the operating table. Yet he had scolded her, struck her, all for a woman with nothing but a scraped foot. He wished he could kill himself. The last shred of his strength collapsed completely. Liam Pei fell to the ground, curling his legs as he cried out in agony. Violent knocking sounded from outside the door. "Liam, I came back to this country for you. You can't abandon me like this. Let's send Sierra Chin away, okay? From now on, I'll stay by your side. We can start over, please?" The door swung open. Liam's face was dark as a demon from hell as he gripped Hannah's chin. "For me? Huh, Hannah, didn't you claim you've been single all these years abroad? Then what is this?" He flung a document against her chest. Someone had given it to him earlier that afternoon. "So you were married to a wealthy businessman, no less, but you couldn't behave, fooling around in the dance troupe until he threw you out with nothing. Only when you couldn't make it abroad anymore, did you remember this poor professor you once looked down on? Hannah, I must have been blind to ever believe you. Because of you, I lost my wife and my child. You killed them." With that roar, Hannah broke into shattered sobs. "Liam, I was wrong, but my love for you now is real. I was married, but I never fooled around. Those documents were fake. Please believe me. If you want a child, I can give you one. I have no family left in this world. Don't abandon me. Get out." He shoved her away. "Don't dirty the home Mia and I shared." Hannah, he fell to the ground. Seeing his cold finality, her temper flared. Dropping the act, she demanded, "Liam Pei, she's dead. Why pretend to be devoted now? Was I the one who destroyed your family? If you kept boundaries from the start and not given me hope, would I have clung to you like this? Did I force you to write the substitute? Did I make you say you divorce her for me? You were the indecisive one, emotionally cheating. Truth is, I called Sierra Chin that night at the party. She heard everything you said. You broke her heart. You killed her." Liam Pei's mind went blank. He finally understood why Mia had lied about not being pregnant that day, and why she had chosen to have an abortion. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. "You started this. I will make you pay." He took out his phone and dialed the college's hiring manager. "Cancel Hannah's interview eligibility. Don't you dare cancel it." Hannah lunged forward to snatch the phone. Liam Pei shoved her away with his arm. "Ah!" A piercing scream echoed through the hallway. Hannah crashed into the wall, a sharp decorative object piercing her abdomen. She survived, but her uterus was damaged, making it nearly impossible for her to ever have children of her own. Liam preferred going to jail over marrying her, and Hannah sued him in court. However, the court ruled it non-intentional injury after gathering evidence, sentencing him to pay compensation. Unwilling to accept this, Hannah caused a scene at the school, reporting that Liam had pulled strings to get her a teaching position and cheated on his spouse. The scandal was severe, and the college moved to demote his professional rank. Liam Pei refused, and submitted his resignation. He said someone like him was unworthy of being a teacher, then vanished without a trace. This news only reached my ears 7 years later. Project Dawn had achieved phase success, and for the first time in 7 years, I stepped out of the base to experience the warmth of the human world. Unexpectedly, I ran into Liam Pei at the mall. 7 years had passed, and he looked much more worn and aged, still wearing the clothes I had once bought for him. Seeing me, he was shocked and overjoyed. "Mia, is it really you? I knew you couldn't bear to leave me. I knew you were still alive. Mia, please don't abandon me again. I've missed you so much." He reached out to hug me, but I took a step back and said coldly, "Sir, you've mistaken me for someone else." Pain flashed in his eyes as he insisted, "Then how do you explain this small mole on your earlobe? Mia, I know you hate me. Hit me, curse me, even kill me. I'll accept it all, but I beg you, don't punish me like this. I'll kneel before you." Amid the bustling crowd, he knelt publicly, drawing many eyes toward us. As researchers like us, we dread being in the spotlight. "Liam Pei, get up right now." I hurried to pull him up, but he took the chance to pull me into his embrace, saying happily, "Mia, you still care about me, don't you?" I pushed him away, anger rising on my face. "Liam Pei, show some self-respect. Our marriage is over. If you keep this up, I'll call the police for harassment." My harshness brought a dull pain to his eyes. "Mia, I know I was terribly wrong. I only found out later that Hannah, he called you, that you were so angry you had an abortion. I'm sorry, but I only said those things because I was afraid of embarrassing Hannah. I love you. I only want to have children with you. I've never neglected my duties as a husband. Can you forgive me and give me another chance?" He looked at me with sorrowful pleading, yet all I felt was absurdity. "You were afraid of embarrassing Hannah, but were you not afraid of embarrassing me?" I met his gaze. "When you yelled at me and hit me for her sake, did it ever cross your mind that I was your wife? Liam Pei, from the moment you lied to me for her, we became impossible. Let me give you one more saying. Belated affection is cheaper than grass, and utterly disgusting." The light turned green, and I crossed the zebra crossing. Liam Pei stood frozen in place, his face deathly pale, and just as the light turned red, he suddenly charged across like a madman. But he couldn't find me. Liam, ever so clever, soon pieced everything together and came looking for me at my grandpa's place. I refused to see him, so he stood guard at the door. For 3 days straight, he endured scorching sun by day and torrential rain by night. On the 4th day, he collapsed at the doorstep, trembling with a raging fever. Rushed to the hospital, he was taken straight to the emergency room and barely pulled through. With no way to reach his family, he refused to eat whenever the nurse brought meals, insisting on seeing me. Fuming, I went to the hospital. "Liam Pei, you're over 40. Can't you drop these childish games?" But he just smiled and held out a gift box. "Mia, it's the latest Pop Mart astronaut series. Your favorite. I stayed up all night to snag this reservation. By the way, these are all the places I've traveled to over the years." He proudly pulled a thick stack of postcards from under his pillow. I wrote one from every destination. "Look." He eagerly flipped through the postcards, one by one, to show me. The familiar handwriting remained bold and powerful. "Mia, look, does Sonia's sunset glow look like the cotton candy you love? Mia, where should we go next? Send me a dream and tell me, okay? Darling, I miss you so much." I revisited all the places we'd been together. This time, my heart was only with you, writing only for you. I've also been to all the places you loved. Even if you're no longer here, I wanted to see these sights for you. Mia, I'm so happy you're alive. Can you give me another chance to make things right? I'm begging you. I had never seen him so humble before. I felt no tenderness, only an indescribable irritation. I looked away. "Liam Pei, your body is your own. Starve yourself or make a scene. Do as you please. I won't come again." I walked out of the hospital room, but a threatening growl followed from behind. "Don't you dare leave. If you take one step, I'll end my life right here." Postcards scattered across the floor. The same person who was pleading with me moments ago now glared at me with feverish eyes. like a desperate gambler. A fruit knife was pressed against his wrist. The hallway outside the ward filled with onlookers. The doctor rushed in and urged me to comply with his demands to avoid agitating him. I reluctantly agreed. In the following days, I brought him meals at the hospital daily. Liam Pei was overjoyed, eating every bite like an obedient child and gazing at me eagerly for praise afterward. When I didn't respond, he wasn't discouraged, instead reminiscing about our past love and planning post-discharge trips as if those 7 years apart never existed. This self-deception filled me with intense irritation. On his discharge day, he said he'd take me to my favorite Chinese restaurant. Just like 7 years ago, he stepped out happily, full of anticipation, but I was on pins and needles, realizing for the first time how agonizingly slow time could pass. Mia, this is your favorite chopped chili fish head. Please try it. He placed a piece in my bowl, looking at me with hopeful eyes. The bright red chilies looked tempting, but I had no appetite at all. Just like this person before me, no matter how I interacted with him, he could never bring back the Sierra Chin who once loved him passionately. Liam Pei, I don't like chopped chili fish head anymore. I prefer fish maw chicken soup now. Surprised? I never used to eat such mild dishes. 7 years is enough to change many things. That Sierra Chin died in the car crash. Let it go. I won't accept that. Liam Pei cut me off agitatedly. We loved each other so much. I can't just give up. Mia, give me more time. I'll make you fall in love with me again. We can go back to. I didn't want to hear more, so I stood up and left. If you dare leave, I'll kill myself. He actually kept that folding fruit knife on him all along. Was he planning to threaten me until I gave in? Suddenly, it all felt absurdly ridiculous. Liam Pei, you're still as selfish as ever. Your life is your own. Do as you please. His face turned deathly pale, frozen in place, utterly lost. Suddenly, the restaurant door was violently flung open. A woman pointed a gun at me, laughing maniacally. It's actually you, Sierra Chin. It's actually you. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have ended up like this. You ruined me. You deserve to die. Go to hell. A gunshot rang out, and scalding blood splattered across my face. But it wasn't my blood. Opening my eyes, I saw Liam Pei's broad back shielding me, the bullet piercing through his chest. Hannah, he was subdued by the restaurant staff and handed over to the police. In the ambulance, Liam Pei looked at me and smiled weakly. I protected you this time. I'm sorry. I won't bother you anymore. Don't hate me anymore. Okay, in the next life, I still want to be your husband. It's the same phone number that sent me the MMS. Somehow, Liam Pei and Hannah, he connected with an overseas organization, accepting payment to assassinate me right after I left the research institute. Footage of Liam Pei harassing me was leaked online, giving her the lead she needed. I went out today, without my bodyguards, offering her the perfect opportunity. Hannah, he now faces the death penalty. For safety reasons, I was secretly transported back to the base that night. The next day, I received a call from Grandpa, informing me that Liam Pei had died on the operating table after failed resuscitation efforts. Before his last breath, he begged the doctors to cremate him with his postcards, calling them an expression of his boundless love and regret toward his wife. I stayed silent and quietly ended the call. Pushing open the window, I was met with brilliant sunshine, vibrant spring scenery, and a world in full bloom, wiping away the unexpected moisture in my eyes. I turned back to immerse myself in new research. Liam Pei, all love and hatred ends in this lifetime. May we never meet again, in this life or any other.